Sunday sharp doo 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 doo. Sunday sharp doo 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 doo. Sunday sharp doo 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 doo. Arr. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. Ahoy. Hey, how is everybody? Evening, Tampa Tom, the Mad Ma himself. Meow. Gorgeous Brian. What? Yeah. Mandy Pandy. I don't know what noise pandas make, I'm too afraid. And Mal, Mr. Delulu himself. Howdy Doodle. Hope all are well on this slightly less than fine day. Well, it's dry, I suppose. It's still cold, but you know, when the weather's coming across from Siberia, it does tend to be a bit chilly. Oh, can't be here tonight. Working as a mod until close to midnight. Okay, doke, sweetie. Big hugs and kisses. Mwah. Have fun, and we will miss you. Mwah. Don't work too hard. Yeah, so hope everyone has had a decent week, if not a good or amazing one. I've been at work most of it again. Ministry of Defence, Marit is Norway's armed services. Crazy mama bear. So yeah, I'm basically in the middle of a 9-day stretch at work with just a day off. So forgive me if I'm a bit bleh. Pandas make a bleating sound like a squeaky sheep. Oh, so they're from Wales then. Greg, hashtag Python. Hashtag Python. Junebug and Scotty Aquati. I'm guessing that comes from Kenny's stream. Hashtag Python. I mean, if Kenny's been spying on me when I've been going to the toilet, then fair enough. Stop hurting pandas. Yeah, the thing is, Kenny's going to do something at least semi-sensible. I've done it a couple of times where it's been something completely random and oddball and confused whoever the poor bugger was that was streaming next. Shake inchworm. Yeah, that's more accurate. Although we do measure in metrics, it'd be 2.54 centimetre worm. Oh dear. So yeah, this week. Sunday felt rough as. Monday still felt rough, but did all the water changes. Tuesday went shopping and slept a lot. And ate a fair bit. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday work. So yeah, not been the most overly enthralling week, unfortunately. I didn't get around to filming a video, as you can probably guess, because I didn't upload anything. I shall do this week though. I promise. What it'll be, I have no idea yet, but we shall see. Lasers here saying happy birthday to Jeff. Happy birthday, Jeff, I guess. Yeah. So I've not really encountered all that much. I mean, there's stuff at work that I can't really talk about. Because it's pretty boring unless you're involved in it. Nice, there we go. Howdy, Jeff, and a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeff Kane. Happy birthday to you. And there you go, the worst anyone will ever sing happy birthday to you. See, I can't be doing with all this having buttons to press and like videos to play that go happy birthday and all that kind of stuff. So I just do it the old fashioned way and sing it because it is now out of copyright, so you don't get done for singing it anymore. More than welcome, Jeff. I just apologise for everyone's dogs that may have heard that. If the dogs are now whimpering and crying in the corner, try to avoid Mandy as a kid because of the Barry Manilow song. Yeah, that's entirely understandable. I mean, especially with a maiden name like Copacabana, that was just never going to work well. Um, I remember all my life. I try not to remember as much of it as possible generally. Well, I say try, it just sort of happens. I mean, it does rhyme though, Amanda Copacabana. No, better not start singing Manilow songs because they will be in copyright. And I get the feeling that his people probably, yeah, yes. Yellow would like to know how old you are, basically, Jeff. I'm assuming he thinks you get one spank per birthday. I've slept since then. I don't trust my memory. I just don't trust my memory. So I normally say, I think I once read, or I read something along the lines of, or the quote goes something like, yeah, I'm never going to get it right. No, there's enough gas in that to get us through tonight. Who Mandy Law? The Zen Ginger is Mandy. Little Miss Mandy Pandy. Well, more like a red panda than a giant panda, I have to say. Not just due to hair colour, also size. I believe, if memory serves, yeah, it's just safer that way because then people will say, "But you said, howdy, Linkbot." Yeah, yes. And it's like when I used to do the how I, no, how-to videos when I was doing the modelling, scale modelling, not. I always feel I had to make that clear, despite the fact that it's obvious this was never a model. Although I could do quite a good nail model these days, but or more demon talon model, but um, yeah. So I didn't do how-to videos. I did how I do videos. Oh no! Don't give me those thoughts, Mandy. Oh dear. We're not doing S shaming in this channel because let's be honest, we enjoy a bit of it. Um, And I'm probably the biggest sloot around. Way too old for it now, yeah. At the point where what you used to do all night now takes all night and you end up with cramp and a pulled groin. Yeah, I know that feeling. How I do videos. Yeah, because to me it always seemed, I mean, first of all, that a how-to is like, this is a definitive guide on how you should do this. This is the one way to do this, which I always thought kind of sounded a bit arrogant. Like people call themselves king of or anything like that. Coming from a country with a monarchy, anyone calling themselves king, you're like, is a bit cringe. Yeah. Halfway through something fun and then something cramps up and you have to stop, stretch it out, and then carry on again. 45 grandpa spankings. Oh, yes. So Jeff's still a young and like Mandy then. Again, I surprised people this week at work when I was like, yeah, no, I'm old enough to remember that. And they're like, really? Yes. Yes, I'm at that age where I don't tell people how old I am. I tell people how old I'm going to be next birthday. Oh dear. It's not the salute shaming is the problem. It's the quoting the Barry Manilow that's upset Mandy. Um, I take it you didn't enjoy Angel and in the episodes where he had to go and sing. Zen does not cross international borders as well. No. When you're in northern Mexico, it's best to stay in northern Mexico. Uh, Grandpa spanking is a spanking with a middle finger. Ooh, call that something completely different over here. It wasn't my thumb, I stuck up your bum. It was my finger. Do 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 do. Oh, how do Andrew? If you are here, a member for a whole 5 months. I hope all is well with you and Donna. I shall say no more. Why are you looking rather yellow? Silly Shelley. They're changing colours again. Is it just me who has fish that randomly change colours? 1973 was a good year. Yeah, don't quite remember 73. I mean, I don't remember going to see Star Wars at the cinema when it first came out, but apparently I did. Um, 10 in 73. Oh, bless you. So you got to enjoy all the punks and Star Wars and all that cool stuff from the late 70s. Kitty goes meow. Exactly. 78. Oh, yeah, Mandy's a little bubba. Well, I think you're winning so far. Andrew is the oldest person here. And unfortunately, I think I'm in second place. Um, oh well. At least it proves all the fish fam aren't old farts. I mean, I produce plenty of stale old farts, but I'm not one yet. Quite. Jeff confesses to Allah. Oh, where's Jimmy when you need him? Oh, Greg's second oldest. I'm feeling more and more baby-like. Um, I think uh, Jimmy, when he was first at school, he was carving the answers into a stone tablet. And now all the YouTube notifications decide to come through after the computer's been on for 45 minutes. Um, yeah, so Jimmy did his schoolwork on a stone tablet with an abacus. I just got rid of those ones. Why have they come back? I don't need to be told twice about what people did yesterday. Thank you. And half a Google Chrome one. We'll delete that. Pretty sure I don't need to know what Google Chrome's up to at the moment, unless it's just crash. Oh, go. No, that's what it's done. It's gone and put me on a... Go away. No, I don't want to watch that video right now. When you're clicking just ever so slightly in the wrong place, or another update or another notification comes up and it goes, oh, we've moved it while you were clicking. Oh, jeez. Oh. You really think I'm in my 70s? I feel it. I know I look it, but you know, Andrew just had a really, really easy paper rounding compared to some. Yes, YouTube shenaniganery. Shenaniganery, yeah. 47. 48 next birthday, you know. Magical long curly hairs everywhere. Oh, oh, oh. Hmm. Now you got me thinking about Mandy again. Oh dear. So yes, a child of the 70s. I mean, I can remember the 80s and part of the 90s. Second half of the 90s is a blur. Part of the noughties is just missing. Um, I wish my first wife was Welsh. You know where you went wrong there. Could you even understand each other? And next you're going to say she came from the farm Iolvanog, otherwise known as Hell Farm or the Welsh Amityville. Uh, Pretty creepy if you look it up. And actually worse than the Amityville haunting was. First Wookiee was you with a red heart. Oh, did you love me? So I'm born in 96, 21, a few weeks before New Year's Eve of 2000. What did I do for Millennium? Yeah, I can't remember what I did for the Millennium. I was probably still very drunk from... Oh no, I think I worked. So I might have been sober for part of it. Might have been. Trying to think, I'd have been working in the model shop back then. So I didn't need to be sober. So I was probably some way 3 sheets to the wind. Probably somewhere around the rim of the galaxy. Millennium, I was in Pasadena, sleeping in a hotel, get up at the crack of dawn and marching the Rose Parade. And I bet you look lovely with roses in your hair, wearing a bikini made of rose petals. I'm sure you look absolutely fantastic. I've no idea what the Rose Parade is, by the way. Tastefully nude. Yeah. I don't think I'll do anything tastefully. No, I don't think I do. The Rose Bowl. Yeah. I've heard of the Rose Bowl. I knew it was an American handball match. Um, I didn't realise you'd have like an entire parade or just for one match. It's just like, really? We don't even have a parade for like the FA Cup final. That's only afterwards, and then that's only the winning team. And they go through their own city on an open top bus, going, "We won!" And the fans all line the streets, going, "Way, we won!" And it's like, "No, you didn't. Your team won. The team you support won. You did nothing." The cynic is strong. Um, but yeah, so we don't do college football or any of that stuff over here. There is sports in college because obviously you get like the Oxford Cambridge boat race and what have you. Um, but yeah, it's not a big thing. There's no money in it at all. Yeah, unless it's a sports college, a college or university that is purely devoted to studying sports. Any sports done in college or university is really not even secondary or tertiary. It's quaternary to the education. And we also, actually, I don't know. I don't even know how the bloody years work anymore in the schools. They changed them all. It takes some figuring out. It only changed to the new system when I was in year 11, which was fifth year of high school. So I was, oh, they're in such and such a year, and I had to remember to take 6 off of it, and that'll give me the actual year they're in. Or add 5, and it'll give you their age. So something in year 11 is 16. Then you go to college for 2 years till you're 18. And you go to university if you really, really want to and can actually see the point in it. Um, in some cases, we just had to find a job and digs and move out. So, yay. At 18, I was living on my own. Well, I say on my own, I was renting a room from an elderly man who in the end turned out to be a kiddie fiddler. Thankfully, I'd left by then. And I was the wrong age and gender for his tastes. Yes, Pat the Polish pedo, as he ended up getting called. Um, yes, Dusty's GoFundMe. Thank you very much. Um, Yeah, so what else? What else has caught my eye this week? I think YouTube-wise, I've mostly either been watching really old reruns of world endurance races, or napping to Cthulhu mythos stories. Why haven't I been having weird dreams about motor racing and elder things? I don't know. Evening, Kenny. Hashtag Python. How you doing, my friend? Hope all is well with you and your family. Yeah, I've kind of got that point where I've kind of run out of things to talk about already. It's kind of alarming. Less than a half hour into a 2-hour stream, and host has run out of things to talk about. Ruh-roh. Yes. Someone come up with the subject, quick. Well, I've not really got anything to talk about fishy-wise, because they're all doing A-OK. Yeah. A couple of minor bacterial blooms going on, but when isn't there in for Iraq? Yo-yo loaches are growing very fast, but that is on a diet of lots and lots of ramshorn snails and trumpet snails. They're doing lots of happy clicky noises, which thankfully I'm used to now, so they don't freak me out like the first time I had yo-yo loaches. I don't think it's going to be too long before they've cleared that tank out, hopefully, and we can move them to the next tank, and then maybe another one. And then when they get real big and fat, we'll sell them back to a different shop than what we bought them from. Admittedly, for less than I paid for them, but you know, they will have done their job. Or do I keep them just in case I get more snail outbreaks that I don't want? Interesting conundrum. Keep them just in case we get other snail outbreaks. It might be a good idea if I redo a tank. I say you redo a tank, but if there were snails in the tank, you're never going to get them all out of there. There's going to be some left, and then they reproduce, which is what's happened. So yeah, I might actually keep them around because they don't get that big. Oh, pardon me. And yeah, we'll see. Not made much in the way of progress in reducing the pH of the little tank yet. Mostly because I'm rather busy, couldn't be bothered, and don't need to yet either. So there is that. It is a bit lower than it was because I've stuck a bit of butt water in there, and the leaves are breaking down. And there's quite a lot of trumpet snails in there as well, so they're leaching the calcium out of the water. Oh, and we've got new baby shellies as well. Yeah, they're tiny. What size do I move my bristlies on? Generally around about an inch is what the shop says they want. But I work on an inch body length, not an inch total length, so we're not including the tail, which means the long fin super reds get rather large before I move them on, but yeah, they're bigger, stronger, healthier, more easily able to adapt to a new tank, able to look after themselves a bit better in case someone puts them in a tank they're not really suited for. Yeah, around inch and a half. There's always the odd one that escapes. Hello, long family shoal. How you doing? Yeah, because there's a couple of sort of, you might see them scooting about. There's certainly in that one and that one. There's a couple that are sort of 2-3 inches long. There's somewhere the males have got bristles. Let's put it that way. When you got a tank with 100, 150 in there, it's pretty much, oh, the shop wants 20. Stick the net in, lift a bit of wood up. Yep, there we go. Done. I don't really worry too much. Yeah, so I do get some chunky ones hanging about, and I get the odd one that escapes in there, and I don't notice it for quite some time. And they can end up 3 or 4 inches long, almost full adult size. And it's like, oh yeah, I'd better catch you. And then it's a case of waiting for the opportunity to catch them, like spotting them on the glass somewhere you can actually get to them, and having the time to grab a net and get them in it. Which, if you try to catch bristlenoses that don't want to be caught, they're not the easiest of fish to catch, because they will, given the shape they are, they will butt the net out of the way given the opportunity. And let's be honest, most fish nets aren't exactly the most robust of things. So, yeah, it can be a pain in the butt to catch them, but I don't think anything will be quite as bad to catch out of there as the clown loaches were. Yeah, trying to catch 2 clown loaches out of there. Weirdly enough, Nanakara were fairly easy to catch out of there. I think they wanted to come out. That's the reason why. And if I wanted to catch all the limia, I'd be there all day, I think. Probably most of the next day, because there's flipping hundreds of them. Probably same go with the cories or the plex. But as pretty as a planted tank is, when they get foresty, trying to catch fish out of them can be rather tricky. There's lots of hiding places, lots of places where you can't get a net to, or if you can get the net there, by the time you've got the net there and uprooted half the plants, the fish has found somewhere else to hide. So, yeah, the easiest one to catch was Spaz the Baisha, because I just put my hand in, gave him a belly rub, and picked him up. Hello, Alien World Hairsoft. Scotty, how you doing? And Paige, my little giggler. Hope both of you are well. Oh, I miss Paige's giggles. There ain't nobody giggles like Paige does. Ooh, that's going to be a burp in a little while, I think. Giggled when I said that. Oh, hi, Paige. Big hug. Thanks. I'm doing okay. I was having a bit of a grumble about work, but don't we all? Well, at least till I get this stretch out of the way, I've got a 5-day weekend next weekend, so yay! I can have at least a couple of days to chill out, and then I think I've got another 4-day, 1 day off, 4-day on, then another 5. Yeah, it's kind of seems to be the way things are going at the moment. But there we go. It just makes it a pain on a Monday trying to. When I'm working on the Monday and the Tuesday, trying to get all the water changes done on a Monday and a Tuesday is a bit awkward, I will just say. And it tends to be done a bit half-assed. Yeah, just get the water out, get the filter clean, get the water back in, job done. There's no sort of frou-frou involved or checking things carefully. It's just get it done. So yeah, that'll be, yes, no nap Monday, no nap Tuesday. I can have a nap Wednesday morning before I go to work. Oh, actually, no, I've got to go shopping Wednesday. So next nap might be Thursday. That's going to suck. So that'll probably mean most of Friday I'll just be sitting around napping. And Saturday I'll have to do all my chores, which means I'll be worn out again on Sunday. And Monday will be water changes, yeah. Don't become an adult, kids. It sucks. Adulting, not recommended. 1 out of 5 stars. Just like Titanic or Avatar. Only nap I get is when it's supposed to be a nice sleep. Yeah, there is that. And you can't beat a good nap. That's the thing. So, oh yeah. Even thinking about naps is making me tired. It's just that lay down and just doze for a few hours in the middle of the day. It's just perfect. You just got to do it early enough in the day so it doesn't ruin your sleep at night. That's the problem. Which is why I had the issue, not this week, but the week before when I was working earlies. I couldn't really get a nap in the morning, and I couldn't have a nap when I got home from work because it was too late. Which is probably why my digestive system decided to go, nope. We are going to empty at high velocity. We do not like this. Yeah. Yeah. Naps. Awesome. One thing the Spanish have definitely got right. If I nap, I don't sleep again. Wasn't designed for napping. Yeah, I didn't when I was younger. I think I started napping when I was ill once. Even when I was ill, like I wouldn't sleep during the day. And I think I forget what I had, either a bad cold or no, it was food poisoning. That's what it was. I had a bout of food poisoning. Bought on some dodgy corned beef. Campylobacter poisoning. Again, would not recommend. And yeah, it just wiped me out totally. And I was just sat there in the armchair going, no. And I thought, why am I fighting this? My body obviously wants to sleep. So I laid down on the sofa. It's only a 2-seat sofa, so I'm laid down. I've got my legs bent around so they're on. My feet are up on the armchair. All sorts of weird position, and nodded off. Felt better for it, and did more noddings offs, and kind of just got to enjoy having a nap. And so I had a lengthy period out of work, and then like since then I've not really done 9 to 5 hours, so nap's good. J Rock, how you diddling? I'm assuming you're doing stuffs again. Scotty's been lurking doing his water changes. Good. Get them all done and dusted. And yes, I can have a nap after drinking a can of energy drink. I was talking to a customer the other day who was like, "Oh, I can't have caffeine after 5 p.m. or I won't sleep at night." I looked at him like, "Really?" Oh yeah, yeah, if I have caffeine later than 5, I can't sleep. Oh, it's horrific. Oh, I'm not. I drink Coke and energy drinks all day long. If I'm having trouble sleeping, it usually means there's not enough caffeine in my system. If I wake up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it's not unknown for me to drink a can of energy drink and then go back to sleep again. He was like really shocked. Like, yeah, I do have a slight caffeine problem. I went for a blood test once, and the doctor was quite surprised with the results because he did actually find some blood in my caffeine stream. He was surprised as well that my blood didn't come out Coke coloured. To be fair, I think I was more surprised. So, wow, you mean it's not the same colour as the things I drink? Eek. Definitely going to donate my lungs though when I kick the bucket. I'm going to donate them to fill a pothole in a road. There'll be enough tar in them by then, I think. Um, yeah, it's kind of dark, really, but you know. So naps, no nicking buckets. I'm a fish keeper. I don't need to nick buckets. I do kick them fairly regularly though. Mostly when they're not full of water, thankfully. Stay away from the buckets. Yeah, what about if the bucket's in the light? Do I go to the bucket? Do I stay away from the bucket? What if the bucket is calling me? What if there's a meowing noise, which means that there's a small baby fishy in the bucket and the baby fishy needs saving? Don't lick the bucket either. Oh no, this is me without acid, Jay. Can you imagine what I was like when I was doing the stuff? Yeah, don't lick your water change bucket, people. That is really not a good idea. Not only is it going to taste foul, God knows what you catch. And there was another customer I was talking to who's a fisherman who goes fishing in the local rivers and lakes. And he fishes overnight. The bucket's calling in Navy. I ate too much acid at that point. I know I've had weirder things than buckets talk to me in the past. Okay, to nibble the duckweed. Yeah, not in our lakes. I wouldn't. But he was saying that, oh yeah, yeah. After I've been night fishing, he says first thing I do in the morning before anyone else arrives, I have a quick dip to refresh myself. Just get in and have a quick swim around. I was like, really? Oh yeah, yeah, it's great. You know this. You have heard of Weil's disease, right? You're like, no, what's that? So it's what you get when you get rat urine in your body. So what does that do? I said, well, there's no real treatment for it, and it's leptospirosis. So Oh, well, is that bad? Huh? Yeah, I mean, it's like a 40% mortality rate. What? Oh no, leptospirosis is higher, I think. Um, he's sort of scratching a sore on his arm. Are you aware of fish TB by any chance? So, what's that? Fish tuberculosis. What? Fish get tuberculosis? That makes you cough. Oh, it's a different disease, but very similar. No, what does that do? It causes sores and lesions to open up on your skin. Also untreatable. Yeah, just don't smoke the duckweed. No. It's just at least one good use for it. Although it is a lot easier to get rid of duckweed than people make out. People make out, oh no, I have duckweed, it is to end for the tank. No, it's easy to get rid of. No, you don't need chemicals. No, you don't need to turn the lights out or increase the surface agitation or anything. Just get a bloody hair comb. It's that easy. You just get a hair comb and run it across the surface of the tank and it catches all the duckweed. I even did that in my pond, just not with a hair comb. I did it in the pond with a kitchen sieve. Kind of got rid of it all. Kind of miss it now. Yeah, floating plants are a very useful thing to have around because the amount of nitrates they suck out of the water. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Exactly. We only get one chance at this. Right? Why be miserable? Try and have a good life. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. That's, you know. And I say this is someone who's had pretty near terminal depression in the past. Yeah. I mean, I don't suffer from depression now. Depression suffers from me, but um, yeah, enjoy it. Do the things you want to do, not the things other people expect to want you to do. And if you're not a particular fan of parties or whatever, and you've been invited to one and everyone expects you to go, but you really don't want to, don't go. You're an adult. You don't have to. You don't have to make a lie up about finding an excuse why you can't go. So, no, I really don't fancy it. Sorry. It's You can tell people who've had it because they joke about it, Jeff. That's the thing. It's a coping mechanism. That and when anyone tells someone else, "Oh, just cheer up, you'll be all right," you just want to punch them in the face. Change up the way I've made us a tea bag and start a plateau. Actually, how videos recommend you do squats and also. Like the only squats I normally do are if I'm caught out, you know, on a bike ride somewhere and need to go to the toilet. Pretty much the only time I squat. No, Sam. That's called a Sibian. That's not what they recommend men using for a squatting machine. Just saying, okay? Oh, why could I imagine you? One, two, three. Yeah, true. I like your way of thinking. It's very similar to mine, you freak. Um, like when I try to explain having gravy with rice, and people are like, ugh. Well, you have gravy with potatoes, right? Yeah. And with pasta. Ooh, no. You have had spaghetti bolognese, right? That's spaghetti with mince and pasta. Yeah. Spaghetti pasta with mince and gravy. That's pasta and gravy is what spaghetti bolognese is, with mince and some tomato and other bits, but in essence. So when you think about it, potatoes is basically like UK, US, or whatever, Russia's main carbohydrate source for cooked foods. Pasta is the Mediterranean's version. Rice is the Asian version. And if you eat like Chinese or Japanese food or whatever, there's usually a sauce with it. Now, the fact that it's just not gravy, but I use gravy because it's easy to make, the same thing. Yeah. You freak just slips it in casually and keeps going. Oh, yeah. I know Sam's not going to get offended if I call him a freak. I mean, anyone who thinks like I do is a freak. Because I'm weird. Most people's brains think in straight lines. Most people's brains go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way up to Z. Yeah, Swedish meatballs is gravy over rice or noodles. Exactly. So it works. Whereas my brain tends to go A, E, B, F, Y, C. That's all sorts of weird loops around. Ends up in the same place eventually. It just sometimes gets there a lot quicker. Sometimes it takes quite a while. He sort of skips out steps in the middle. Goes, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Gets, or it's more like A, Z, and then works back to figure out the route to get there. So starting with the answer to a mathematical equation and then figuring out the equation. My brain's messed up. That's one thing I'd definitely lead to science if I could. I hate to think what would happen if they did brain scans and stuff on me. Ye gods. Brain doesn't start till then. That's a good way to start. Leave half the alphabet out. Just miss half of it out and then just come in halfway through. Works fine. I know people who are like that with conversations. They always turn up and join in the conversation at the worst possible moment. Yeah, there are some things that my brain can do real fast. Now, other things it sucks badly at. I'm like, perverted jokes is really good at. Um, Social interactions, not so much. It's more of a learned response than a natural thing. Um, That's one of the few things I've not done. That and brown sugar. Like that. It's like watching a machine on meth. Yeah. Um, it's kind of fuzzy logic to put it into a technological viewpoint or quantum computing. It just doesn't. It works, but you're not entirely sure how it got to the answer it got to. Probably one of the things that messed up my teachers at school. Well, yeah, you got the right answer, but how the hell did you get there from that? Well, I don't know. Just did. Yeah, it's not a thing over here yet. Anyway, not really. Um, Yeah, I've done my years of doing those kind of things. I've got bored of it now. Once I got bored of it, I just decided, you know what? I don't need this to carry on. It was the same with the drink. It's like, I don't need to be drunk. I don't. I'll cope better and I'll fix my problems better if I'm sober. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Let's stop drinking then, and I did. Pretty much missed septum because of nose candy. Westbrook, as we call it in the UK. Relatively famous at the time and quite pretty actress. I think she was in one of the soaps, EastEnders perhaps. So, quite successful, pretty actress. Did lots of Colombian marching powder, lost the middle of her nose. Ew. Surprisingly, didn't get any more acting jobs either after that. A couple of documentaries, but that was it. You know, Micro Mouse, that's the one. Yeah, using all sorts of weird, wonderful software and computing power. And obviously, the more powerful and smaller computers get over the years, they get even faster. I think a lot of the way they do it is by working out the probability of the next turn being a left or a right and that kind of thing. As long as you program the parameters of the maze in, whether that's in basic or whatever programming language, or probably these days literally just taking a picture of it and then like putting the memory card in so the mouse knows the size of the maze, because it doesn't know what's going to get put in it. You put it in and then it just works it all out and goes, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. There we go. I mean, heck, you can train goldfish to go through a maze for food, for crying out loud. So we all know how intelligent goldfish aren't. Drugs are bad, okay? Yes. Public service announcement. Do not take drugs and do not drink alcohol. Your life will be better for it and you will have more money. Rocks. Ross and the Moon Rocks. Oh dear. Yes. All sorts of interesting substances on the earth. Hey, you can't do that, it's bad. It didn't say anywhere in the Bible to smoke it. If you believe God put everything on earth for a reason, then there's a reason we got weed. In Colombia, not Colombia, Colorado. Because .co is the Colombian website thing. So like instead of like .co.uk, which would be UK, or .com, which is US, generally. Yeah, using it in place of Ritalin. Yeah, I've got to say it's probably a lot better for you than Ritalin is. Yeah, so I've had more than my fair share of different antidepressants, anti-anxieties, anti all sorts of brain screw problems. Pretty much the one thing most of them do is zombify you. They're not fixing the problem, they're just masking the symptoms. So while you're on them, you've got to fix the problem, but you can't fix the problem because you're not suffering from the problem while you're on them. See where that don't work? I thought might as well have ketamine. Yeah, we try and steer away from the Special K, and both the drug and the breakfast cereal. You know, Special K, that breakfast cereal, they market as being super healthy. It's actually got more sugar in it than like Frosted Flakes. Yeah, it's fruit. Yeah, it's still sugar. And I think with all the talk about drugs, we scared everyone off. Woohoo! That out of it on the amount of little prescribed to take down. Yeah, it wasn't helping, it wasn't fixing the problem, it was making the problem go away by you being too zoned out to actually do anything. Yeah. So I had that with some of the let's call them brain meds that I've had in the past, where yeah, you just zoned out, zonked out, zombified. And it's like it's not actually helping. I mean, sure, I don't feel like taking a long walk off a short cliff. Um, but you know that when that course of meds runs out, you're going to be straight back to square one. And then the doc will prescribe you a different one and a different one. And you go like, no, none of these are actually going to work because they're not fixing the root of the problem. The root of the problem is in my head and I've got to fix it myself mentally. But being on these, I am not able to do that. So, yeah, I took myself off of them all. That was an interesting few months. Yeah, THC had all the same effects without all the fog. Yeah, it's oh no, it's the cannabis. Oh, it's the drug is bad. No, it's because it's something that grows naturally that people can harvest themselves, and the massive pharmaceutical companies don't make money out of it that way because they can't put copyrights or trademarks or anything on it. It wasn't legalized, so there was that. Yeah, but I mean, unless you're openly flaunting, because in the UK, cannabis use is still technically completely illegal, but it's kind of tolerated. I think, in all honesty, I think the police would just rather deal with stoned teenagers than drunk teenagers. Um, Generally cause a lot less trouble. You, my dear. Mwah. Oh, I know. 2005, tyres separated doing 80 on the interstate, flipped a bunch of times, seatbelt didn't lock, airbags didn't deploy, and roll bar collapsed. Broke ribs, sternum, clavicle, both shoulders, jaw in two places, 3 plates and 12 screws in my jaw, lacerated spleen, punctured both lungs. Worst of all, I had a piece of the roll bar go 3 inches in the back of my head. Oh, yeah, it's black market. Once you found people that sell it, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, and yeah, Sam's outdoing me on the injuries front. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. seatbelt not locking, the airbag's not going on, and the roll bar's collapsing. I think you got a really, really. I'd have been suing the auto manufacturer for none of the safety equipment working. See, in the UK with the MOT test, they test all that stuff to make sure it does work every year. And if the car fails the MOT, you don't get to drive it until it's been fixed. Bless some health for most of my life, nothing like that. Yeah, I mean, you know, touch wood, I haven't had any really bad injuries. I've broken many a bone and sprains and things like that, but I've not really had anything too bad go wrong with me. Still got bad luck. Well, stop squatting on the Sibian, you'll be a lot better off. I told you not to buy the horse one. Anyway. Yeah, also, these days, I tend not to think about luck and bad luck. Stuff just happens. Usually it's my dumb fault. But I tend to, these days, be more of a karmic kind of person. I like to try and put out good. Do good things. Be nice to people. All that kind of stuff. And then hopefully some of it comes back. And from 185 to 130 in a coma in a month. Oof. Skin and bone is the Norfolk version of skin and bone. Yeah, definitely lucky to be alive. Mind you, when you think about just the astronomical odds of any of us actually being here, we're all very lucky. I know it's Dawkins' quote. It's the end of The Greatest Show on Earth by Nightwish. Basically going about comparing each one of us to sand in the Sahara and how lucky we are really to be here. I think when I start talking about blue waffles, coming just when it's getting deep. It's been deep and it's been shallow. Oh, Danny boy, the subject matter has been deep. It's gone from mental health to Sam squatting on a Sibian. Yes. How my streams tend to go. Get some really, really silly, light-hearted kind of stuff, and then some really deep, serious stuff. Thrown in for good measure, just to appeal to everybody, or to appeal to nobody. Oh, and it's getting windy. Ooh, 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 second pop. Ooh, that's good. It's just nice to be able to trust a fart again. So yeah, what else we got? What other random? He's joking around. His can opener, yeah. Dan thumping. It's tub thumping. We don't thump Dan. We pat him on the head and make squeaking noises when we do it. Pass him the brasso and a rag. And yes, I'm aware my hair is starting to look like something out of a French aristocrat from the 1400s. the Marquis de Plec. There was a messed up human being, the Marquis de Sade. When they name an entire fetish after you, you know you got to be pretty freaky. Although really, he was basically a tamed down version of Elizabeth Bathory, in all honesty. And if you're not familiar with her story, oh boy, are you in for a treat. Yeah, unless you're kind of squeamish, then maybe don't. And yeah, if you're squeamish, don't look into the Marquis de Sade either. Heart's in the way again. Got to wait for another comment to go through. Sorry. Yeah. What are you up to, Bump? Sorry, Simon Sharpe. Yes, I'm always sorry for something. You two having an argument behind me, are you? Is it that time of the month again, where you try and figure out who's biggest and toughest? Is that what it is? Huh? Oh, your tubes descended. Oh, yes, they are. Yes. That's what that is. It's that time of the month. Got two horny happy carers, both looking for a girl and trying to prove to each other who's the roughest, toughest, strongest one. And as soon as it gets a bit cold and their bits shrink back up into their bodies, they'll be best buds again. Hey? Yeah, you've been silly. You losing out, are you, this month, Bert? Is that it? It's Ernie's turn to be boss. Yeah. Don't get too excited about it. We all know the real tank boss in there is Bertie. Just some minor squabbling among cichlids. Hoping to hide the middle finger. Didn't quite work as according to plan. Good plan though. There you go. Love you too, Sam. Yeah, there's definitely far too many Shelleys in there. I think got to be probably about 40 or 50 Shelley frying there at the moment. Never mind. I'm guessing I've got rid of mostly males and kept mostly females. You didn't spot Cookie Monster? No, Cookie Monster's up there. He's currently hiding behind a piece of Anubias. Too many words now. Cookie Monster is still in there. He's just hiding behind some Anubias. But yeah, that was a good idea, Dan, for content for the end of the year anyway. So yes, Dan had the idea for me to record the amount of fish I sell, the amount of fish I breed, which might be a bit trickier, and how much I spend on food, which might scare some people. It's just a year in the life of a fish breeder, as it were. But then I probably don't want to know what the answer is. I mean, I know I'm running at a profit, but I either don't want to know how much you're a profit, or I don't want to know how much or how close it is. 3 months, 6 months. Yeah, could be. Well, and that's it's always good when you can do a project that you can get many videos out of. It's like when I know I'm running on about it again. When I do the Pedder's Way this year, there's going to be a lot of videos. They won't all be interesting, cool, or wow, look where I am, and going into the history of places. It'll be like, still alive, made it, got home, I'm dead, uh, that kind of. But here's my campsite in the middle of a wood in the middle of nowhere. I would have uploaded a short video of it, but I've got no phone reception. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the fish not only pay for their own food, but I think they basically pay my electric bill as well. So, I mean, I'm generalising, and £200 to £300 a month I make from fish sales. Usually, obviously this time of year it's quieter. Typically at the time when the electric bills are highest. But once like Christmas is done, which as January's done, and everyone's got to pay packet back. So January everyone's broke usually. I live in a small population there. I live in a big county that's full of lots of little towns that are spread way out. But I'm pretty much a supplier these days. Yeah, I mean, I'm usually taking in around about 100 bristle noses at a time. Then you add to that the shrimp, the limia, the shellies, pelvic chromis, the ram's horn snails, the plants. It adds up, and hopefully this year I'll have some Nanacara anomala, maybe something else. So I hope. Well, this year will also the female longfin super red that I've been growing out. Probably not too much longer. She'll be able to go in with Fred. I'm thinking of calling her Rose. And if you get that reference, you're either English or like your true crime documentaries. Yes, Fred and Rose. They'll be in the West tank. Give it away big time. As long as they don't murder their own children. Yeah, so we'll have some super reds coming through again. Because I'm down to a tank and a half of super reds at the moment. It's probably a good place to be because they don't sell anywhere near as regularly as the common bristle noses. Probably they're 3 times the price. But I mean, I'd rather pay 3 times as much for. Well, actually, no, yeah. But yeah, I'd rather pay 3 times the price for a longfin super red than I would a common. If I was going to have 1 tank and I was buying a pleco to eat algae, which, let's be honest, 99% of people they buy. I need one of those algae-eating sucker fish. What they mean is a bristlenose pleco. I mean, if you got 1 tank and you're going to put 1 bristlenose in there, surely it'd be better to go for a bright red frilly one than just a standard black one. I mean, yeah, you might not see it very often, but when you do, it'd be ooh, very pretty. That might just be me though. Or it could just be the people in the shop not showing them the long fin super red or the standard super red. He's going, oh, you want one of those to go with your angelfish and your neon tetras. Ooh. Yeah, but yeah, living in a small population area is good. I never want to live in a city. Even a big town I would hate. It's just too busy, too much stuff going on. I like to be able to bimble around slowly and gently. Yeah, it looks like you live in a cave and haven't seen that. Oh yeah, I'd probably quite happily live in a cave and not see another human being for a decade. To be honest, I wasn't far off of it. When my brain was in the deep hole, I literally went to work, didn't speak to anyone at work. Not if I could help it anyway. And outside of work, pretty much the only things I ever said were an ounce of or 30 grams of whichever flavour of baccy I was smoking at the time. Please. Thank you. That was about it. It was probably nearly a decade's worth of that. Kind of miss it some ways. Nobody expected me to be sociable. And if you don't talk to anyone for long enough, they just stop talking to you anyway. Win-win in my situation. Most of that time I was working in a chicken factory. And I didn't really want to speak to any of the people that was there anyway. Because most of them had the IQ of a goldfish. People just stop talking to you. Yes, they do. And to be fair though, Adele, that's because you probably just growled at them and gave them that look. Pretty much what I did. Just gave people that look, that 1,000-yard death stare. The one that scares people away. The one that makes complete strangers cross the road to avoid you. And these days, because I've worked in so many, well, not so many, because I've worked in several shops in town, so many people know me now, I literally can't walk down the street without bumping into somebody who says, oh, hi, John, how are you? Or whatever. I just want to go get some baccy. Why is everyone talking at me again? So, yeah. Some days I do go get baccy at silly o'clock in the morning. Get it from the convenience store that opens at 5 a.m. because there's no other bugger around then. I guess there's no 24-hour shopping around here. That one shop is the closest we get, 5 a.m. till 11 p.m. And unfortunately, I've worked there. So even if I'm feeling in a real grump and I go in there to avoid people at 5 in the morning, I will bump into someone I know who wants to stop and talk. Do you get it, Adele? Do you get spotted in the street by customers and they go, oh, hi, how are you? Plushy. What is a hump on a flower horn called? It's called a cock. K-O-K, or Kirk if you pronounce it properly. Or what's the other one? Nuchal Hump is the other one that it's called. Oh, you're lucky. It's probably because I live in a very small town and I serve a lot of people. Um, Howdy, Tommy, you spexy beast in the tundra of Texas, the Texan tundra. We frozen, no water. Oh dear, blooming heck. Colder there than here then. Actually, not right now. We are below freezing at the moment. Fortunately, our pipes are all insulated against being frozen. So yeah, still work. Apparently some people have been having troubles, but nephew dug up a water pipe, I covered it, and then he uncovered it, and then it froze. Oh. Yeah, it is a KOK. I think Graham even has t-shirts, stickers and stuff with it on. I think I might have one of the stickers down here somewhere. Oh god, no, that's baby photos. Where's the cock sticker? Mm-hmm. Got lots of this sucks and this blows. There you go. Howdy, plushie. One of the places has a deal on concentrates right now. Ooh. Electric dab whip. 5 minutes are up. Oh dear. Just in time. Do you want to see something? Oh, I should probably be embarrassed about, but I don't care. Yeah, socks and sandals. I know, how embarrassing. That's me at 4 years old. My bad. Third account. I lost the other two. Oh, Laura's uploaded again. Third account, other two lost and gone forever. Oh dear. What did you do, plushie? What did you do? Or did you break terms of service? Did you do something naughty, or did you just forget your passwords, or did they get hacked? Pretty much the only ways you'll lose a channel. Or you can get someone saying that you've been doing naughty stuffs on your channel when you haven't, and people don't bother to actually check. Adele. I notice you've lost the 2.0 though. You've gone back to the original collaboration of Curiosities. Broke the phone, was drunk in Colorado. Oh dear, that's not good. At least with just the addition of the 3 to the end of it, that the original subscribers will be able to find you again. I've probably confused people several times with channel name changes, although I've always had Sharpies at the front, so that usually comes up first. Yes. Sharpies models and aquatics, and Sharpies fish and phantoms. Given the way I'm going with what I'm doing videos on, Sharpies stuff might be a better one. although it doesn't really give a clue what the channel might be about, especially with the channel picture being a picture of Lenin cat. I noticed ages ago, I just forgot to say, the only reboot with the account is by the phone number, and you can't recover the phone number because you smashed the phone and you can't. Yes. I have the same with my Xbox Live account, in that for years probably I ignored the update your email and text, email and phone number, and blah blah blah. I was like, oh, go away, I can't be bothered to do that right now. And then the console died, and I didn't have access to that email account any longer because it got hacked and shut down, and I didn't have access to that phone number anymore because that phone number had been given to somebody else by then. So I had something like 175,000 gamer score on that account, and I lost it totally. So I had to start from zero again. Electric dab rig, good idea, bad idea. I've not used one myself, so the only time I've partaken in those things like that was either good old fashioned roller doobie or bong, or in some cookies or brownies or something. E-rock. How you doing, my friend? Hugs to thee, hugs to Mrs. Rock, and fist bumps to the pebbles. On the +5. Yeah. I kind of gave up on PlayStation years ago when they still couldn't figure out that hands aren't shaped like that. The controllers are just. And at the time, I kind of gave up on the PlayStation. The only exclusive they had that I was remotely interested in was Gran Turismo. Everything else was also on Xbox. Howdy, Aquagardens, then. From work again, you poor bastard. And I've had most of the consoles over the years, but I think, was it PS3 I stopped at? Yeah, it was when the PS3 died, I gave up totally. Oh, got to go and break up a fight with 2 4-year-olds. So I sent enough fist bumps for all of them, and they don't have to fight over the fist bump. They can have one each. At least when they're 4, though, you can just pick them up and do that. No. Yeah, that's. I mean, the fact that they didn't bother changing the controller at all. And the PS4 controller was horrific. Friends had one and bought it over. And the reason I say the PS4 controller was horrific was because, remember, it had that big bright blue light on the front of it? Well, the way I sit when I play games, the angle I hold the pad at, the angle I hold my head at, all I got was the blue light reflecting in my bloody glasses all the time. Which, and if you know me, you know I don't like a blue light. It gives me a migraine. And also that touch pad thing they had on there that wasn't really any use for anything. Yeah. And I say these days, the only games I play are the free-to-play ones, and then I don't bother with the microtransactions either. So what I've played lately. Oh no, I did buy a game. I can't even game in a little fishing boat and artifacts from depths, and yeah, it was kind of fun. I mean, it was only 20 quid, so I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, all the other games I've played on the new Xbox have all been free to download games. World of Tanks, World of Warships, Asphalt 9, the Fallout Vault 1. It's basically you build your own vault. Flashing blue lights give flashbacks. No, no, so that's not a traffic cone on my head. There's a bicycle helmet. Yeah, no, I mean they give me flashbacks, but not because of the police, normally ambulances. And I absolutely hate, as we said the other week, flashing blue Christmas lights outside. It looks like there's a policeman or an ambulance parked outside. Not what you want when you're anxious. I've got nothing illegal. I'm doing nothing illegal. I'm not injured and I'm not ill. I don't like flashing blue lights. I don't like blue LEDs at the best of times. So, but blue LEDs are cool. Yeah, maybe in the 90s. And yes, I'm aware they have a lot of uses, and that the 3 Japanese gentlemen who invented the blue LED got a Nobel Prize for it. But now it's just overdone. So, we're designing a new product. What else can we add? We haven't put a blue LED on it. Oh, should we make it obnoxiously bright so it just lights up the entire room at night when you're trying to charge your phone? Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. And we won't have it turn off at any time. It'll just be permanently on. Yeah, there's a solution to that. It's called black insultant tape. Yes, if you wander around my house and see like plugs that got a bit of black electrician's tape on them, it's covering up a blue LED. Oh heck! I replaced an old alarm clock, proper old alarm clock, plugs into the wall kind of alarm clock, because the old one died. And then, like literally within a week, I had to replace the replacement because the green LEDs they'd used on that were so bright that I was having trouble sleeping. So I had to get another one with dull red LEDs on it. I go, well, no, but this one's better because it's brighter. I'm like, yeah, I don't want it brighter. I have night vision. I can see my entire room by the light of that clock. No, it is far too bright. Although, these days I can sleep with quite a bit of noise going on, because I can sleep down here with all the fish tanks and the pumps running. That's not a problem. But light still wakes me up, or I can't get to sleep unless I'm having a nap. Which is weird, because if I'm having a nap during the day, like middle of the day, bright sunlight, I can nap. If I'm in bed and asleep and the sun comes up, I wake up. That's it. It's weird. And on, having already called someone a freak today, I'm not going to call someone else weird. But howdy, Stevie P. How you doing? But hey, we all keep fish here, I think, so we're all weird. Those of us who do keep the fishies, we probably know more about water chemistry than is good for us, let's be honest. The kind of stuff that when you're being taught in school, you're like, oh God, when am I ever going to need to know that? And then as an adult, you have to learn it all over again because you start keeping fish. And you have to relearn things like the nitrogen cycle, which you probably spent a week going through in middle school. Joy. Then you learn about pH and KH and GH and all the other H's and various TDS's and oh God. It's got to be the most scientific pet hobby there is. I mean, if you've got a furry friend, you don't have to really worry about science too much. You just feed it, and if it needs walking, you walk it. If it needs being let out, you let it out. Reptiles, you just kind of make sure they're at the right temperature and dampness. So you might need to understand humidity. Yeah, there's not really any other. There's no other animal really we keep that we control its entire environment. Ooh, stats. Current viewers 16, max viewers 21, participants 24, like count 14. Oh dear. Yeah, exactly. Sam's even weirder because he doesn't keep fish, but he's still here. And I called him a freak earlier, so you know. That's okay. He's just stood outside the back door waving his willy at me, so. Yeah. Let's get a like spike, folks. God, why did I do that in a Tony Blackburn voice? I'm really not good at doing algorithmy stuff. All these things that you're meant to do and say as a YouTuber, it just don't feel right to me. It's like the whole like, comment, subscribe thing in every video. It's like, yeah, but it feels cheesy and forced. Where did what come from? Tony Blackburn impression. Do you ever need to wonder where anything comes from with my brain, Adele? As I said, it doesn't go A, B, C, D, E. It goes A, F, G, Z, P, Q, B. Pardon me. It doesn't do straight lines. And I'm straight, but my brain isn't. Well, I'm straight with a few kinks, but you know. We don't shame people here, not for that kind of thing anyway. There's plenty enough we can shame people for. We ain't gonna bother with something small like that. No, I try to remember to do it, but I try to do it at the end of a video, normally because I forget to do it at the start. I figure if someone's actually got to the end of the video, there's more chance they might actually like it or want to subscribe than if all they've done is see me say hello and say what I'm going to be talking about today. But yeah, I'm not going to be spending the first 2 minutes of a video running through all the ways people can give me money. Shame. My brain goes ABC 45 Apple bicycle coat rack. Oh, don't give Apple ideas. Come on, Stephen, you should know better than that. It was half working, just returned from Wally World. It was toilet paper apocalypse. Almost got in a fight because an idiot almost ran my kid. That's like fairly typical Walmart to me. Um, yeah, I mean, I say Walmart. I mean, it happens fairly regularly around here as well, especially if we get snow. If we get snow, everyone panic buys milk and bread, even though the shop is open. So you don't need to panic buy it, because if the shop's open on the day that it has snowed, there'll be less snow the next day, so it's definitely going to be open again. But I need enough milk to last me 3 months. No, you don't. You need enough to last you a couple of days at most. There's that whole thing with the COVID panic buying of toilet paper. I still can't figure that one out. And dried pasta and pasta sauces, tins of everything. It's like, really? You do realize not actually closing the shops? That's classed as essential. Um, yeah, and I mean, I do kind of sort of understand the foods, like the dried foods and the things that aren't, long shelf life. But toilet paper for a flu that doesn't actually have a runny nose as part of the symptoms, or diarrhea? What? Yeah, it's not wise to panic buy perishable goods. No, but it happens. Last time we had a decent amount of snow, the beast from the east, as it was called, we were, I was working in Sainsbury's at the time. It's called a B-day, folks. Try one out. Yeah, either that or just use a leaf. Well, gooseneck is apparently very good. I stockpile, so I have to visit Walmart less. Yeah, but that's the toilet. I just can't get my head around it. But yeah, so we had the beast from the east, which was, for the UK at least, a very bad snow event. We had, was it in America, about 18 inches of snow overnight. I mean, everywhere stayed open. Nowhere, it was, I mean, like a few businesses were shut because, like, small business, blah blah blah. But all the big shops were still open because people could still open them. But people were panic buying gallons of milk, and we had to restrict people the amount of milk they could buy because we were running out. And yeah, then the next day we had run out of milk, and because of the snow, the milk lorry couldn't get around to all the farms that are in the middle of nowhere, so there was no milk. And then we had to deal with all the unhappy people who couldn't get milk that needed it because all the imbeciles had bought it all the previous day, and probably 2/3 of it went down the drain because literally 3 days later all the snow had been cleared. I just panicked buying baby formula. Again, though, baby formula, I understand. I can kind of understand that because if you've got a baby, you don't want to run out of food for the baby. As an adult, you can go a few days. You know, let's be honest, quite a few of us could stand to lose a few pounds or kilo or 100 weight or whatever, Um, but we're not going to starve if we don't eat for 12 hours. Babies might. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of stockpiling and then selling it for inflated prices on eBay. Yeah, exactly. I buy a 4 pack, it lasts most of the year. Um, buy 2 4 packs of toilet paper a year kind of thing. It's kind of a problem because it's one of those things that therefore you always forget you need to buy. You buy it so infrequently. Like laundry detergent. I'll wash 1 load of clothes a week, max. So, I'll buy a pack of like 30. It's going to last me half a year. I was the only one panic buying donuts and algae wafers. It was you then, was it? God dear. I don't mean the donuts. It's you that put the price of algae wafers up. Not buying new Home Depot shed to stock your toiletries in. No, you're not. You're not going to a homeless death spot to buy a shed to stock your toiletries in. Although I have seen, obviously these stories take a while to go through the system and come out onto YouTube via Reddit or whatever, where people who had stockpiled a lot of toilet roll tried to take a lot of it back because they realised they didn't need it anymore. And all the shops are like, no, you've had it too long and you don't have the receipts. If there was a guarantee on it, the guarantee is well over by now. Filling the holes in all the donuts I bought with the algae wafers. And that's a balanced diet, that is. You got your carbs, you got your sugars, you got your fats, and you got your veg as well. Look at that. There you go. Algae wafer filled donuts. Had to keep busy. Yeah, unfortunately, I did keep busy because I've got a flipping job like 3 days before the flipping knockdown started. And I got a job in a store that sells food and alcohol. Bought a few 32 packs during COVID. Lasted me 6 months or so. I had to buy new in. So, us men do tend to use less toilet paper than the ladies because we only wipe for number twos pretty much. Because we don't have to dry the lettuce leaves off. Just give it a quick shake and job done. Underwear soaks up the rest. So yeah, and especially if I've not had any bouts of IBS or a cold. And let's be honest, during COVID, I didn't get any colds. Wonder why that might have been. Wonder why I didn't catch a cold when everyone was staying 6 feet apart, washing their hands, and wearing masks. Yet when all the rules were relaxed and you didn't have to wear a mask, didn't have to stay 6 feet apart, people got kind of blasé about it. That's when all the colds and the flus and everything started doing the rounds again. Yeah, busier than ever. Yeah. Cool driving to work being the only one on the road, so yeah. But then when lockdown ended and everyone went back to work, you had to leave home 15 minutes earlier because of all the traffic. Yeah. Thankfully, I literally had like a 4-minute walk to work. And literally, I work now. My work is like 1.25 miles from home, and that's my longest commute in over 20 years. It's 1.25 miles, so I'd get on the bike rather than walk because it's a bit far to walk. Oh dear. I know there's probably quite a few people who would kill to work 1.25 miles from home. So literally, if I step out my front door and look that direction, I can see Sainsbury's. I could hit it with a cricket ball. I threw it. Um, and then literally one stop is just across the road at the end of the road. So, last two jobs were real close. And the one before that was maybe another 5 minutes walk. I started at 8 and I used to leave home at 1:45 to walk to work and get there in time to have a ciggy before I started. So, um, yeah. Was that? Oh, yeah, that was the last full-time job I had as well. And that was what, 7, 8 years ago now. And I've been working part-time since. Yay! I mean, the hours have slowly gone down from 39 to 32 to 30, and now I do 24. HVAC service was dead for 2 weeks at the start of COVID. Then we're instantly 16 to 18 weeks behind as everyone realizes they need to change all their filters because I had the same ones in there. Just learned the first lesson in becoming a woman, having to pee outside in the northern winter. I hope you peed on the water pipe to help melt it. Miss being out, go for a walk and not see a single person or car. I do miss that. That was rather nice to be able to just go for a walk and there not be anyone around. Um, Although to be fair, it's not usually too crowded or busy in Attleborough anyway at the best of times. Should have, yeah, it might have melted the walk, might have melted some of the ice. You never know. No, don't pour a boiling kettle on it. If you've got a hot water bottle, stick one of them on it. That might help. Yeah, you could hear all the wildlife. It was great. You could just noise pollution basically disappeared overnight. Well, out in the countryside anyway, the amount of people that were just sitting outside the front of their houses drinking basically all day and then having barbecues. Uh, it was actually quite nice because, it's like, because people weren't spending so much time around other people, they were actually being friendly to other people. So, like, you'd walk down the street and people would be saying hello to you that would never speak to you before. Yeah, what else is there to do? Go for a walk. Exactly. Can't go wrong with a good walk. Although what did make me laugh is obviously I've watched some videos on some of the bike rides and walks and whatever that I've done, and a lot of them were done during COVID. And a lot of the men that like to do these walks like to stop off at every pub on the way, because I got to have a pint. They were finding themselves sorely disappointed as they found out all the village pubs were shut because of COVID. Why did you think they'd all be open? And because they messed up by not being able to get to the pubs, a lot of them had a lot of problems with running out of food and water. Go out and lay on the trampoline at night and watch your stars. Starlink going by. Yeah. Light pollution sucks. Thankfully, I don't have to go too far to get away from it. And I'm only in a small town, but there's still a lot of light pollution because, apparently people need really bright lights all the time or they can't see a thing. But if you turn the lights out, you'll actually gain night vision. You'll be able to see where you're going and what you're doing. And so I mean, generally, I think most you can make out around here in the town will be something like Orion. Now, you can make out the constellations, but that's about it. On a clear night, obviously, not like tonight where it's cloudy and freezing. But anyway, My time, as they say, is up. Don't worry, I'm not going to go and interact with the bucket. Yeah. There we go. Yellow with the Mighty B and the GoFundMe. And I don't even need to sing it, do I? So, everyone have a good week. Stay safe. If it's cold where you are, try and stay warm. Don't dig up your water pipes. Have a good one. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Mondays suck do 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 do. Mondays suck do 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 do. Mondays suck do 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 do. Arr, you mad.